All right, today we are opening a brand new financial investigation. We're going deep inside one of the biggest, most powerful companies on Earth, Alphabet. And we're going to follow a money trail so huge, it's not just changing technology, it's literally reshaping the physical world. See, they're fighting a secret war, and we're here to find out why. Let's dig in. Everything really kicks off with one big question. How much does it actually cost to build the future of intelligence? And I don't just mean a slightly better search engine. I'm talking about a whole new kind of artificial mind. The answer? Well, it's pretty staggering. $93 billion. This right here is the first major clue in our investigation. Now get this, that's not their company's value. That's what they're projected to spend on capital expenditures, on stuff, in a single year, 2025. It is a number so big, it's almost impossible to really picture. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. What's all that money for? It's not for paying people or for running ads. No, almost all of it is for infrastructure. We're talking servers, massive data centers, the raw physical power you need to build something the world has never seen before. We're going to follow that money trail to see what they are really building and what they're willing to burn to the ground to win this war.
So to get why they're spending this kind of money, you first got to see where their money comes from. And yeah, no surprise, Google's search is still the king. It's the cash machine that fuels the entire empire. But look a little closer. See that slice? Google Cloud. It's their fastest growing segment, exploding at 30% year over year. That is our next big clue. The future isn't just about showing you ads anymore. It's about selling raw, brute force computing power. Okay, so we've got the scale of the spending lockdown. Now, we need a motive. Why this absolutely massive, sudden pivot? Well, it's because the entire game of AI is changing. This isn't just some yearly update. It's a full-blown revolution. The phrase you need to burn into your brain is agentic AI. Now, forget the little chatbots you've played with that just answer questions. We are talking about AI agents that you can give a really complex goal to. Something like, hey, plan my entire business trip to Tokyo, find the absolute best flights, book me a hotel near the conference, and then put all of it on my calendar. And then it just goes and does it. All of it, autonomously. This is a massive, seismic shift in what AI is capable of. And this table right here, this shows you exactly how they're planning to build it. This is a look at Google's brand new development platform with the code name Anti-Gravity. You see, unlike all those older AI assistants that just, finish a line of code for you, Anti-Gravity is built from the ground up to be agent first. Its whole purpose is to manage armies of these autonomous agents that can plan and run entire projects all by themselves. This is the secret weapon they're building to win the agentic AI war. So we've got the motive, right? To completely own this new era of agentic AI. Now, let's get to the means. How is Alphabet physically building the empire it needs to pull this off? This is where our investigation goes from the world of code into the world of concrete, steel, and power. First thing they needed? Their own silicon. See, having to rely on companies like NVIDIA, that's a huge strategic risk. So they built this, the TPU-7X, codenamed Ironwood. And just look at that jump in performance. That's a 10 times increase in raw computing power over the last generation. When you design your own chips, you create this perfect feedback loop. The AI research tells you what the chip needs to do, and the brand new chip makes the next AI even smarter. It is an absolutely massive competitive advantage. Now this is the hidden logic that's driving their entire $100 billion strategy. Follow me here. Step 1. Agentic AI needs a ridiculous, unprecedented amount of computing power. Step 2. That much computing power needs a colossal, nonstop river of energy. Step 3, the public power grid just can't handle that kind of demand. It's becoming a major roadblock. So, step 4, what's the only logical move for a company as big as Alphabet? You bypass the grid entirely. And that is precisely what they did. Toward the end of 2025, they made a quiet little announcement about a nearly $5 billion deal to buy a company called Intersect, an energy infrastructure firm. Now, this wasn't just some feel-good green energy investment. Oh no. This was a cold, calculated, strategic move to get the power to build their own power plants right next door to their data centers. And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. Here's the CEO, Sundar Pichai, spelling it out for everyone. They want to build new power generation in lockstep with new data center load. They are literally building a private, self-contained system of data and power. But believe it or not, the story gets even wilder.
This is probably the most shocking discovery of our entire investigation. To make sure they have an unstoppable 24/7 power source that solar and wind just can't guarantee, Alphabet signed the world's first ever corporate deal to buy power directly from a fleet of brand new advanced small modular nuclear reactors. This move guarantees that their AI data centers will have a constant, carbon-free flow of energy that is totally independent of any public grid. They are literally building a nuclear-powered AI empire.
So, building an empire of this size and scale isn't exactly a clean business. It's not cheap, and it definitely doesn't happen without consequences. When you wage a $100 billion war, there's always going to be, well, collateral damage. Right now, Alphabet is fighting a war on two separate fronts. On one side, you've got the regulators, with the Department of Justice actively trying to break the company into pieces. And on the other side, you've got the very real human cost. To get the money for this massive AI pivot, Alphabet has been forced to restructure, leading to thousands and thousands of job cuts in divisions that were once considered totally untouchable.
Let's just look at that regulatory threat for a second. The DOJ has already won a ruling that Google illegally monopolized the ad tech market. And now they're demanding fixes that would just cripple that part of the business. They want to force Google to sell off its core ad exchange and even make the secret sauce, the auction software, open source. So think about that. While Alphabet is trying to build its future, the government is actively trying to dismantle its present. And then there's the human side of the equation. In 2023 alone, 12,000 people lost their jobs as part of this grand strategic pivot. These weren't just numbers on a balance sheet. These were real people in huge divisions like Android, Pixel, and Chrome. A former developer from the Android team put it like this. Just think about that for a second. Pouring 5 years of your life into building features that millions, maybe billions of people use every single day, only to get an email telling you that your job just isn't a priority anymore in this new war for AI. That is the hidden price tag on that $93 billion budget. So this is what it all boils down to. This is the ultimate question. Alphabet is betting everything, and I mean everything, on building this completely self-sufficient AI empire, running on its own custom chips and powered by its own private, even nuclear power grid. It's an unbelievably bold vision for what's next. But in a war with stakes this high, can their incredible technological genius move fast enough to outrun the massive weight of all their regulatory and human baggage? Now you think about it.